time.
Who are these socials?
Taking down the other podcasts one by one.
Who are these socials?
That clip is why people make fun of you.
With Carl
This is all just for the radio.
and Blind Mike.
We have a lot of business to take care of.
Who are these
We are
socials?
the number one podcast on the internet today.
W-A-T-S.
Welcome to yet another episode of WATS, the show thousands of people come to answer the age-old question, what's the deal with social media? You can't find a show that does a better job supporting the LGBTQ plus social media creators. I'm your host, Carl Hamburger. With me as always is Mike Geary, a.k.a. Blind Mike. What's up, Mike?
Well, I'm glad you asked what's up, because I'll tell you, I've been doing, prep work and background work for this show, trying to relate to the stories we talk about. So I opened up a mobile coffee shop, and you wouldn't believe the amount of hate crimes that have been perpetrated on me. We owe someone an apology.
I noticed that there was scarring on your face. Did someone throw a coffee,
It's
hot
terrible.
coffee at you?
I think it's just happening to baristas. I don't know what it is.
There are rumors going around that I won't read super chats because, and I quote, words are hard. Okay, words are hard, but still, I will read every super chat. I'll even interrupt my blind co-host in a very rude manner to do so. And of course, we have a deal on this show. If you give us $25 or more in a super chat, you get a personalized jingle for your super chat. We have new ones today. Ted Scheckler, if he comes in with $5 or more, here's his personalized jingle. JTE0707 requested a Slayer jingle, and Doug from the Jingles department actually played Slayer riffs on his guitar for that one.
Wow.
D9 and Normal Mike Henry all have personalized jingles.
It's a tease if I've ever heard one, folks.
But before we get into that, I know everyone's excited about these personalized jingles. I don't hear them ahead of time, so I get excited about it too. Before we get into that, you know how we start this show.
Carl and Blind Mike gonna talk about what they like. They're gonna chew the shit, as it's been said. And you know when you get to this part of the show, well, it's time for the banter.
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 All right.
I don't think people know what we're talking about. Let me say it again.
Banter! Talk! Do you banter at me? Do you banter at me?
That's right. We're the only show that starts off our show with banter between the two co-hosts. And the topic I want to talk about today is I got a text from Mike Geary. I think it was Monday morning. And
Yeah,
you
Monday
said,
or Tuesday, yeah.
And you said, you got to check out Joe Matarese's Instagram video.
Yes.
And I went over to find it, and it was gone. You have to explain to me what happened on Instagram with Joe Matarese.
Moments like these, I feel like I'm just explaining a dream I had. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, Carl, you got to watch it. Matarese is talking about us, and he's really angry at us.
This sounds amazing. I was so pissed I couldn't find it. I spent an hour just trying to find it. I'm like, I don't think it exists. I don't know if this is real.
So someone messaged me, thank God, on Instagram and said, hop into Matarese's chat right now. So I do, and he's explaining that he's like getting off meds or lowering his dosage or something because he
Good.
says he's going out for acting work. Stop me when you've heard this before from one of these fucking
God.
people. He wants more acting work, and he thinks his meds have quelled his expressive nature. He's not as manic as he used to be.
Yeah,
I
he's
think that's
boring
because
as
of-
shit. Yes, I've been trying to explain that to him. I think he's finally getting the hint.
Well, I actually asked that. So he's talking about lowering his meds, and I'm like, boy, this is awfully odd timing. Because Carl, in like back-to-back shows, I think you said, like when we talked about Matarese, you were like, oh, you know what? It was the bonus show we did on both of our Patreons. Go subscribe.
Yes.
You mentioned the wife, like getting him on all these meds and how he used to be a much better comic and all this, but the meds have. I'm like, boy, that's weird timing that Carl has mentioned this a couple times on a couple different podcasts. And all of a sudden, Joe Matarese is like, you know, guys, after 10 years of only talking about medication, I'm just dumping the pills. I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm assuming that his wife left him because I don't know how he can get away with that.
I mean,
Sounds
it's
crazy.
It's probably a coincidence. I don't actually think that you. But I asked him, and immediately he's like, "No, it wasn't Carl. It's the acting thing."
Okay, so he was very defensive about it, but he was responding to you directly.
Well, I mean, I'm one of 3 people in the chat, so yes, he was.
Yeah, okay.
He had no choice, really.
This is amazing. I wish I had this. When I said to Mike after I couldn't find it, I go, immediately write down everything you remember so that we can talk about this. I don't want to forget anything.
If me and Joe Matarese were murdered on Monday, no one would know this happened. It was just us talking in a vacuum.
Damn it. I so wish I saw this. It's so annoying that he took it down. So he's been doing this thing, talking about trying to get acting roles. And maybe we'll play some examples. I don't want to do it today, but maybe in the future we will, where he's recreating these movie scenes.
Oh, you knew about this already?
Oh, I was watching it because I was trying to figure out
it sounds quite
why
terrible.
he's doing this. Because they're just literally acting out movie scenes that are iconic and don't make, like Grease. There's the scene in Grease where whatever John Travolta's character is sees Sandy and thought that he'd never see Sandy again. And then she's at this high school. You've all seen Grease. I'm not a gay man just because I know the plot.
Sure.
How dare you?
One of our faves.
And so, of course, Joe Matarese is playing the John Travolta character who has to act like he's cool in front of his boys when he sees his girlfriend. And it's hard to watch.
Sure.
It's upsetting. You're like, this has already been acted fine. What do you do? Why are you doing this? He's not trying to make it funny or interesting. He's just recreating it.
Well, that's interesting because I was going to say Grease doesn't fit the format he was going for because the way he was explaining it was, we're taking serious movie scenes and making them hilarious.
Dude, the other one was Fast Times that I watched. The other scene was from Fast Times. These are not serious. It's not like he's doing Raging Bull. What the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah, he made it seem like they were doing like Clockwork Orange or something.
Come on.
He said we're taking them out of context and making them really funny and silly and
Dude, he did a scene where Spicoli shows up to Mr. Hand's class and he's playing Mr. Hand and some woman's playing Spicoli. It's so stupid. Now I feel like I should have had those prepared for today. Next time we'll play them because this is crazy.
It was weird because he was soliciting them from people where I was kind of like, what do you mean? You want us to send you movie scenes? Like, you've seen movies before, Joe? Just fucking go for one. I'm just going to list movies to you? What are you talking about?
Also, how the fuck does he not pick Rocky? That's the movie he talks about more than anything in the world.
Oh, he mentioned that. Don't worry.
Okay, all right, good. So Rocky's coming. All right,
He'll get to it, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Retards love the zoo.
All right, so from your notes to me, you said that he hates our shows because we don't highlight his positive attributes.
Yes, so this was his big beef. So remember, he was talking to someone. There was an episode where he talked about kind of both of us, more you, because when my name came up, he's like, I don't know who that is. I never heard of him.
Okay.
Yet when I was in the chat, I'm under my Instagram name, Blind Mike Geary, and I asked a question that didn't give away who I was at all, and he goes, oh, you're one of those guys who your whole show is talking about me.
Oh, did he really say your
Joe.
whole show is talking about me?
Yeah, your whole show's talking
I
about
love
me.
that. That's
so
great.
I said, what was the note you gave? Sorry, I forgot where I was.
Oh, so we don't highlight his positive attributes. That's what he's upset about.
Oh, right. Well, it's
we have
interesting
to
that
be fair and balanced when we're presenting Joe Matarese. Here's a pretty decent joke from 20 years ago. Now look what he's doing today. That would be fun. We could do that.
It's interesting that he took that out on me, too, because I literally just did an hour Tickle Fest with Tom Myers, where I'm like, Tom,
right.
Why don't these guys see how fucking funny you are, you know? But, yeah, he said, you know why I don't take you guys seriously is because your whole show is this part sucks, and this part sucks, and this part sucks.
It's a roast style show, Joe.
Well, no, he goes, what you should do is say, this part sucks, and this part sucks, and this part sucks, and this part is really good. And I'm like, oh, so you just want us to lie every once in a while.
Or he just wants us to be like a sort of review show, which is not what we do. It's a comedy show that we treat it like a roast.
Right, but also he's talking to the wrong guy. Like, where I do that.
Correct. Yeah, Blind Mike Project's different than Who Are These Podcasts? Yes.
Yeah, I will once in a while be like, oh, well, this is what Joe should stick to. If I believe that. I kind of towards the end of us talking about Matarese, I kind of came to the opinion that he's an asshole, which he displayed in this live stream. But like, if Joe was doing something well, like one thing I said when he was talking to Mike Racine, he kind of came off as an asshole in that interview too. But there were parts where they were just kind of talking about like current events. They were, it was like after the Golden Globes, and they were talking about that. And I was like, oh, Joe just talking with another comic isn't the worst thing in the world. When he's not trying to interview the guy, he's not trying to be funny or do bits or any of that stuff. He's just talking. Like, that wasn't to another person, not solo. That wasn't terrible. So he was wrong. I did do that. It's just Joe's kind of a sensitive pussy and is like, oh, they were mean to me, and then turned it off.
You set the bar so low
I
on
know.
this.
I know.
You're like, well, this isn't douche chili, so I guess this is pretty good. This is decent.
Yeah, I'm trying, Joe.
I just
What do you
said
want from me?
I just said douche chili. I'm watching too much Stuttering John lately. I apologize for that right now. But I remember when you were breaking down Joe's new show, and Joe comes on, he does his monologue, and then he says, yeah, we're going to do things differently. No guests. We're just going to have one topic. We're going to stick to that topic. I remember you saying, great, he's trying something different. This is good. Too many shows, bring out a guest and just shoot the shit. This is good. So you definitely presented it well, but he's probably thinking about who his podcast when he was yelling at you.
Yeah, he was just talking to the wrong guy. Like so I said, Joe, you've misrepresented my show. You're incorrect. In fact, I'd be happy to have you on anytime. Oh, this is another thing he said.
Yeah.
He goes, you know what I'd like to do? And so this is, I think, directed at you, even though he's talking about me.
Okay.
Because he goes, you know what I'd like to do is get off my meds and really let you have it and tell you everything I think about your show.
Great.
So I think you might be scared. I don't think you'd allow that on WATP. You might want to get
Fucking love that. I would
your
love to
comeuppance.
see Joe off his meds. That'd be fun. Let's
he said-
have it out.
Well, it's interesting because he said I'd love to do that, which I took at face value.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Joe would love to get off his meds and like really let me have it. And I said, oh, well, you're welcome on my podcast anytime. And he reads it and he goes, why would I do your podcast? Why would I have you on? All you do is rip on me. And I was like, well, because 5 seconds ago you said you'd love to do it. So that
Right.
was one reason.
Yeah.
But-
I wasn't going to bring it up, but then you did. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, sure. Good idea.
But then I said, Joe, you've misrepresented like what I do.
Yeah.
You can come on, air your grievances with us, say whatever you think about the podcast, and if Joe's an asshole, I would be harsher than I was with Tom Myers. But if he's not, I wouldn't be. You know,
Right.
I'm sure he'd be fine. And then he pretended he didn't see that. So I
okay.
emailed him. I was like, maybe he didn't see it. So I emailed him and sent the same thing. It was longer. It was more detailed. I said, hey, you said on the stream that you'd like to, air your grievances with some of these podcasts. I'd be happy to let you. I told him we did the same thing with Tom Myers. He just ignored me. So I was like, oh, okay. Good riddance, Joe.
Well, you should have said Richard Ojeda. Be like, oh, that show's this big? They get Richard Ojeda on as a guest? All right.
You got the Army Major? Get out
Well,
of here.
in that case, I'm in. Wow, what a fun morning you had. I'm so mad that I miss it. That sounds exciting.
It was a lot of fun, and then I immediately texted Carl, and I realized I looked for it. I was going to send you the link, but I couldn't find it. But I still texted you because I was like, oh, maybe I'm just not seeing it.
Sure.
But I think what happens on live streams is like when it's done, it asks you, do you want to post this or delete it? And Joe probably wisely chose delete.
Yeah. So that was a good use of his time talking to 4 people. And
It was fun. Yeah,
one of them
I know.
making
I know he went to the
business
gym
offers.
right after. I learned a lot about him.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's always good. So, well, that's disappointing that he's not coming on the show, but I love the idea of threatening us with, I'll get off my meds.
Oh no, Joe! You're gonna ruin your wife's day. Don't do that to me.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one who's going to go through the divorce. It's going to be a lot of strain on your end. I'm not actually worried about you getting off your meds. I'm rooting
I'll
for
show
it.
you. I'll get
Yeah.
suicidal. That'll keep you from. If I kill myself, you won't talk about me anymore, will you?
All right. Let's get into the show because we have a lot to get to today. A lot of exciting stuff. I want to start off on YouTube.
Who are these YouTube videos? Who are these YouTube videos? Oh.
And Delete Laws is still doing shows from jail.
Yeah.
And he feels our pain, which is nice. I like that about him because he's the one who's in jail. I'm free. I get to do whatever I want every day.
That's big of
but
him.
but he's feeling my pain, which is nice.
I just want to say thank you to you guys for writing me. I appreciate it. It's a difficult ride for me, to be honest, and I know it's a difficult ride for you too. You know, to go from somebody who's such a strong leader to where I literally have to ask for people to help me. It's really horrible for me as a person. I know it.
Okay. So what's horrible for us, he goes, I know this is tough on you too, because you saw me as this strong leader that you looked up to, and now all of a sudden I'm begging you for money. So this must be really tough on everyone's psyche. And this entire video, I watched most of it, is just him begging for money. Nonstop.
Well, I mean, there's some of that, but you've also seen all the college students with the free Chille signs this week.
That's true.
protesting,
There was a big clash at Columbia over in
Yeah.
Chille DeCastro. I saw that. That would be a funny Photoshop. All right,
Everyone's very broken up about it.
sorry, let's get back to this because this gets ridiculous.
It's a role reversal for you guys as well. We stand strong. We don't stop. Remember, I have 10 weeks left today. 10 weeks left until my appeal, which is 70 days. 71 days. So I'm calling it 10 weeks right now. 10 weeks. Next week, there'll be 9 weeks. The week after that, there'll be 8 weeks.
Okay.
The week after that, it'll be 7 weeks.
Oh, boy.
But then what?
I see. This is where I think someone's mental health is declining because, you know, when you start scratching those lines on the wall of your cell and you're just counting the days, it's like the rest of us are just like looking forward to summertime and vacation coming up and Hackmania in Vegas. And this guy's going, listen, next week, I only got 9 weeks to go. Then the week after that, it's only 8 weeks. Yeah, no, we get it.
Well, you cut it off, and then he's like, and then have been out for 1 week, and then I'll have been out for 2 weeks.
Right, yes. So this guy, Chille DeCastro, Jose Marie, might be suffering from a personality disorder that I've been analyzing a lot lately. This guy seems to think he's a lot more important than he actually is in this world. Have you noticed that?
You think by referring to himself as a leader, saying we've lost leadership?
Oh, yeah. Well, check this out. This is later on in the video.
So this is hard. This is not going to be easy. I need you to hold on tight. I need you to stay with me and stick with me and help me get through this because remember, a leader is nothing without people. You can't do anything unless you have people. And so you are the weight. You are the power. You are we the people. We are united.
He thanked us.
First off, I love that he says, remember, a leader is nothing without people. It's like, oh my God, I almost forgot that. Thank goodness. He's reminding me about that.
I thought you did it all by yourself, Chille.
What an asshole. I swear to God, if this guy could run a cult, he would. He wants to be a cult leader because he's calling himself a leader. He's not a leader. He's just a creator. He's a YouTuber. People follow him for different reasons.
He's not a leader right now because he's imprisoned, but when he's free, then he's going to start leading again. Right now, we're leaderless as a nation.
I know. I think he wants to be a cult leader, and I'm going to say this. He should team up with GG33, and they should declare that the world is ending, and they're the only ones who can save us from it. They'll get a group of people together with that, right?
That's a great presidential ticket.
Yes.
It's tough, though, because they're two alphas. I don't know who would be vice president on that.
Well,
one.
oftentimes, president and vice president are two alphas. I mean, look at Kamala Harris.
Sure, that's fair. And also, 2 is the number of God or whatever.
Right.
So maybe that would work out, yeah.
I'm just saying, the guy wants to be a leader so bad. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't put it past him to try to start a cult at some point. But
pompous asshole. The guy, what's hilarious is, like, he doesn't know what we know. His views are, like, way down. I mean, which isn't even his fault. He's calling from prison. But, like, no one gave a fuck about this video.
no.
Like, no
Why
one
would
watched
they?
it really. And yet he's talking just into the wind. Like, I know you guys are broken right now.
Guys, you got to hold it together for me. All right. I'm being strong for you. I need you to be strong for me. And people are just like, what else is on YouTube today? Okay. Whatever.
The equivalent of him standing at a podium and a tumbleweed blows by.
Right.
Just no one cares.
But together, the strength of all of us. All right, let's this is interesting right here.
When I was free and I had my own time and I was doing what I was doing, there was times I could have had time management done a little bit better.
Whoa. I was not ready for that.
You?
Did he just admit that he could have been doing something a little bit better than he was doing it? Is that what I just heard?
Bit. A smidge.
Okay, that's
Prison
shocking.
breaks a man.
That's shocking because I thought he was perfect. It was doing it was killing it in life. But okay, let's see what he says here.
And, you may be able to parallel this in your own life. There's probably things that you're putting off that you keep on saying, yeah, I'm going to get to that. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. And then you don't get to it. And that's what Constitutional Law Scholar was for me. I had this idea in my mind, but I just didn't get it done. And it's been almost 2 years that I've been saying I'm going to finish Constitutional Law Scholar. But then every time the fork in the road came for time management, I seemed to find something else to do. And truly, now that I've got it all mapped out, I think it will be one of the best things that I've ever put forward. It will build my pride, my reason, my purpose, my self-esteem, and I'm really excited to get it done.
What's he talking about?
So I was confused. Is he saying, is there a project he's working on called Constitutional Law Scholar? Or is he saying he's finally going to become one? Because he's been telling us for a while that he is one.
Because I listened to the context before and after that clip to try to understand, is he writing a book? Is he going back to school? And he does not explain it.
So he's mentioned in the past, it's funny you say that. He's mentioned in the past writing a book, so maybe that's what it is. I've never heard him call it Constitutional Law Scholar, which is a terrible name for a book, by the way. It's like calling a book student. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. If it is a book, I don't think it's going to sell real well. My guess would be it's another like trifold thing or something, right? It's probably some dumb product you buy that you can look up things in the Constitution on the fly when you're talking to the cops and be like, well, the Fourth Amendment, don't even think about putting soldiers in my house because I'm looking at this right here and there's no way you're allowed to do that. Like, right? Because what else? He's not writing a book.
But that would imply he's grifting his audience in some way, which I don't think.
All right, good point. No, he's probably
I can't imagine.
He's probably writing a very informative book. You're right. My bad.
He's still, by the way, on the. I didn't include it because we've played it in prior weeks, but he's still doing the thing where he's like, I would never ask you guys for money, but right now I am asking you guys for money.
Yeah, I know. I heard that part in it too. He's just like, guys, I'm a strong leader, and strong leaders don't need financial support. But obviously, right now, I kind of do.
Except right now.
It's weird. I know it's awkward that I'm even saying this. Like, no, you're always selling us shit. What are you talking about?
He talks about it like, hey, it's awkward for your dad to hit you up for money. It's like, we don't respect you, Chille. It's
right.
fine.
No, we know that you're an e-beggar. We know what you do.
No, you're someone that needs $10 for a piece of paper that says, don't talk to the cops. It's fine.
So, back to you. I know this is hard for you. I know it's difficult for you. I know that there's the other side is celebrating that I'm locked in a cage. That's not who we are, though. And we are not bad people. We are good people. We are the people who for justice, who are for truth, who are for transparency. That's why I ask you, when you petition the court to release me, do it with respect. Do it with deference. Do it immaculately. Do it pure. And all you do is write on a piece of paper, release DeCastro. He's innocent. This is injustice. And that's your entire petition. It doesn't have to be a great big letter.
All right. This is insane. I didn't realize in Chille's mind, people who have a lot of followers don't have to do jail time because as long as there's a flood of letters coming into the judge, they'll be like, I didn't realize so many people thought that I had done this incorrectly. We're going to let this guy go.
In more ways than one, he's the Brandon Dassey of today.
If this is all it takes, having a big following, wouldn't Suge Knight be out of prison at this point? The fuck do you think?
That's a good point.
What a dumb thing to say. Guys, I just need you to write a letter. All it has to say is free Chille DeCastro. I think that'll convince them. That'll be enough. What?
Yeah. And what I like, well, part of the reason he's in jail is because of his stupid YouTube page. So maybe that's not the best idea. But what I like, to go back to your narcissism point, is at the beginning where he's like, listen, they're all celebrating out there. Like, he thinks since he went to jail a month ago, you, me, and the cops have just been in a high-five parade that hasn't ended. Like, well, woohoo, Chille's gone, baby! Like, he's in this constant fight with his enemies that just doesn't exist.
I'm finding new laughing emojis I didn't know existed. Because I just, every day that goes by, I'm like, day 27, am I right, Blind Mike? Wee!
Oh, the sun's out today? Oh, that's right. Chille DeCastro's in jail.
We're not celebrating. We don't care. We don't think about you until we have to do our show. That's the only time. I was watching this other YouTuber, and I was going to pull clips, but the way they put their shows together, it's longer form, and it's like Frauditor or something. Anyway, he follows Chille, And he had a video breaking down the fact that on these shows where he's calling into his YouTube channel, he's calling out the judge and explaining that the judge sucks and going through the history of the judge and all the bad judgments and all the things that happen. It's like, this is not the way, buddy. You're going about this the wrong way right now.
It's almost like he's doing it in secret too. Because remember we watched that video where he basically apologized and was like, "Your Honor, you're right. I should." And even in one of the phone calls we played, he's like, "You know, guys, I messed up. I always tell you guys be respectful to judges and so you don't end up in jail. And I screwed up." But then he's like, "Psst, over here, guys. The judge sucks."
Yeah, I don't actually give a fuck. All right, let's hit some super chats real quick.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, JJ Shearer Jr. The name is Violent K Hamburger, and I'm back like a vertebrae. What's a juggalo? Whoop whoop.
JJ Shearer Jr. $10 says Helga in a bikini. No, Lisa in a bikini. Yes. Be glad you're blind, Mike. LOL. Whoop whoop. Yeah, he's referring to. We're gonna get to it in a little bit. The thumbnail I made for this show. Someone turned me on to Helga's Instagram.
Oh, goody.
Oh, boy.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, Normal Mike Henry. This money will not go to help John clean the toxic waste from his apartment's floor.
Very good. Normal Mike Henry, $5 says, will this be the episode where we find out who are these socials? Wrong side off, but I like it.
Though.
Koof, thank you for not going to Greenland. Koof, we appreciate that, buddy.
Yes.
Rocco Orby 2002. This guy sent us a note. We got some information coming up later in the show about that. Mike should greet his coffee shop customers with a face-off style face waterfall.
I'll consider it. I'll work it into the business model.
I just want to point out, because Rocco Orby 2002 emailed me, I think it was us, but maybe it was just me. And I wrote him back and I said, after this long email, I wrote him back. I'm like, hey, asshole, am I saying your name right or not? He says, yeah, it's fine.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Thank God.
I feel better now. Drunk Engineer has been a member for 2 months, says, imagine if Joe is headlining the mothership in 6 months and credits you guys with turning his life around. See, that would be amazing.
Once he gets off the meds and his head is clear, I think he might. I think he'll say, Mike and Carl, I owe it all to you guys.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, though. Maybe that's a little bit narcissistic of me to act like that's even a possibility. The Great Sea Moose coming in with $5. I know the Great Sea Moose has a personalized jingle. Yes. I just don't know if it's under G for great or T for the. And that's where
Sea Moose.
And that's where I'm really struggling right now.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, the Great Sea Moose. Your mighty need for a jingle just may bring sight to the blind and stop once and for all graffiti in Florida. Hack, ride, or die.
Nice.
I don't think I've heard that one yet.
No, I think that's a new one. Working in a lot of references in there. The Great Sea Moose, $5 says, nice peen, Mike. Who did your circ?
Thank you, buddy. My circ? Oh, circumcision. I got it.
Kyle Lakey, $30. Make me a personalized jingle that we can play when I trump you at the poker table. Oh, Kyle, am I going to see you in Vegas May 31st through June 2nd at hackmania.com? Promo code WATP for 20% off your tickets. Yes, I'm looking forward to playing poker on Sunday. That's going to be fun.
Nice.
Audiophile America, $5 says, how can Matarese say you never talk about his positive attributes? Carl was raving about how long and gorgeous his wang is on WATP just yesterday.
Is that right?
I don't remember. I told my editor to cut that part out, so that's weird.
Yeah. You always tend to get thirsty during those shows.
That's weird. Jay Wolfenstein, $2. Deuce Chille, unsubscribe. God damn it. I caught myself immediately. God damn it. I just got an unsign. We're losing people for that. Turbo 7049 says it's not knowing Grease that makes you gay, Carl. It's the Will Smith cosplay.
I was going to say it's the passion with which you talked about Grease.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, Turbo 7049, who is a master dabbler, as a reminder for everyone that Chille sucks and Vinny is fat.
I I forgot Vinny is fat. Thank you for reminding us. Fun, okay, $2. Joe degrades his own guest. Hypocrite alert.
Oh, no.
Normal Mike Henry, $2 says, on point voice acting Mike, it's like Joe is here. On point voice acting Mike.
I'm not going to say my Joe Matarese is great, but it's how I have to talk to convey his douchiness.
It's pretty good. KJ, $20 says, Carl, I hate you for bringing Helga Man into my life, but I love you for Lisa. I completely agree with that sentiment. I think Helga Man is a problem and obnoxious. And I think Lisa Boswell, so the episode that came out this morning, disappointing, they forgot to hit record. So they had to come back and do the show again. So
it's always the peskiest aspect of podcasting, I've found.
Hitting that stupid record button, going live. So that's the problem, though, is that they don't go live. If they did, there'd be a live chat there, and they could see that they weren't. Anyway, I just hope someday they go to live chat, because I think that'd be fun. But I was mad. I put a comment underneath the video. Lisa Boswell never put her microphone up by her face, so I couldn't really hear her the entire episode. I'm like, what's the point of watching this if we can't hear what Lisa has to say? I can't digest cheese. Did you know that?
It's pretty sexy.
I like pizza. I like pizza.
Check these gals out. They do
Fucking
ASMR like that?
Dude, I love Lisa Boswell. Everything she says is hilarious to me, and maybe I'm a lunatic.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, KJ. The Instagram jingle lyrics seem to be studied more than the Dark Side of the Moon album.
Yes, thank you again, KJ, for the $20. Jay Wolfenstein, $2. Chille has inspired me. Resubscribe. All right, we got it back. Woo! Yeah, that was close. Dildo Swaggins with $10 says, I don't believe that Mike is blind. I think he's illiterate and pretending to be blind so he doesn't get humiliated trying to read super chats.
That would be a great.
You know
that would
what?
be great if I just never learned how to read.
You know what? That's a good theory. I've told the story, I believe, before, but when I was out in LA last year, we got into an Uber, and I'm not like a talkative guy in an Uber, but I asked the Uber driver about. We were driving through Beverly Hills. I asked the Uber driver something, and he just goes, "Yeah, I don't speak English." I go, "Oh, okay." And then I was like, wait a second. He spoke English perfectly when he said, I don't speak English. And everything, all of his screens are all in English. The music he was listening to was in English. I'm like, this motherfucker.
He's like, yeah, sorry, dickhead. No English.
Yeah, I don't speak English to you, motherfucker. But I gave him credit after. I've been giving him credit ever since. I'm like, that's a bold move. And I feel like Mike pretending he's blind because he's bad at ping pong and can't read.
Just those two things have really hindered me. I knew I had to take on a new persona.
Juan2 says, Lady K, I must have mistakenly super chatted some other snaggletooth in Largo, $25. As I remain jingleless, hope somebody got fired for that. I hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
Yes.
All right. I got you. Wait, you super chatted us? Oh, during the Largo show when I was outside getting rained on.
Ah, yes.
Forgot about that.
Well, that's why your computer just exploded. So,
dude, that was harrowing. Jay Wolfenstein, $2 says, "Can we write to keep Chille in jail?" Wait, I don't care.
Your Honor, let's be reasonable.
Funny. That's very funny. I just want to say, a lot of people talk about freeing Chille DeCastro. I have just the opposite idea about that.
Things have been pretty sweet out here the last month.
Yeah, the police seem to be doing a better job. Everything's going swimmingly.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, D. Vogel. The real losers might be John's cats, not his kids, if Vince the lawyer isn't sending John's cats food or litter.
D. Vogel, $10 says, I saw in a YouTube post that Helga Man has agreed to appear on Cardiff Electric Show. Oh, I knew Cardiff would reach out to them. I knew it. Can you confirm, and will you also be appearing as a representative of Who Are These People? You know what? I don't do an interview style show. That's all Cardiff. That's fine if he wants to have Helga on. Although Lisa's the get. And I
Who Are
have
These
talked to
People?
Cardiff
Such a
about
good
that.
name. God damn it.
Did you happen to hear that at all, Mike?
No, I haven't caught up yet.
Okay, so yeah, I put it on yesterday's WATP, the one that came out today for audio, and so they're aware of us now, which was great.
Exciting.
Yeah, because we built up their audience a little bit, and they're excited about it. And they came out in their latest episode, and they go, "So, we've been discovered by a blog called Who Are These People? Close
Who are these people?
enough. Close enough. That's fine. Rocco
Cody, can you believe this?
Rocco Orby 2002 $5 says, you can tell Chille has no family because he would be using his phone credits to call them instead of doing a lame Braveheart soliloquy. Freedom! Yeah, good point. JTE, all right, we got a new jingle coming in.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the Slayer Super Chat JTE 0707. Coors Light, the meaning of pain. The way that I want you to die.
How is that? That's a Isotopes drum beat with some Slayer riffs on top of it.
Every time I hear these Isotopes, I'm bobbing my head. I like
JTE 0707, $10 says, I think Mike wants to hear something hardcore.
Hell yeah.
He was bobbing his head. I got to give you that. All right, one more and then we'll move on.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the amazing super chat, Matthew Rowley. This gift lifts WATP spirits even more than watching 3 hours of Corndiff 3D printing a trombone when you can't sleep.
Matthew Raleigh, $10 says, I normally say something nice about Carl and something mean about Mike for obvious reasons, but not today. I just finished working 51 hours in 3 days, and these shows got me through. Thanks.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It's still kind of feels like something mean about me in a way, you know? But
yeah,
whatever.
Go fuck yourself, Mike. That's a lot of hours for 3 days. What do you do for a living, sir?
It's too much. That's tough.
Sounds like maybe Matthew's a male nurse. Would be my guess. Okay, let's head over to Twitter because the Drew Barrymore show is still a thing.
Look at this tweet now.
And so this was tweeted out. Our lovely and talented Vice President Kamala Harris was on with Drew Barrymore.
Yes.
And they're sitting on this couch next to each other. And this is
I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now.
Yeah.
But in our country, we need you to be Mamala of the country.
Yes! Yes!
So I have to tell you, I've watched porn videos where the two people on the couch weren't this close to each other. It's awkward how close they are to each other, embracing each other.
I'll tell you, I've rewatched that a lot this week, and I pick up on new little things each time. And I think this time my favorite part is that Drew Barrymore says, "I've been thinking," as if like this didn't just come to me. Like I put a lot of thought into this.
This is insane. What is the deal with this politician worship that we've been seeing? You know, obviously Howard Stern with Joe Biden acting like he's a god.
Oh yeah, I mean Colbert's the worst. Where like, he took Letterman's show and made now a big guest is like some congressman you've never heard of. It's like, okay, great.
And it's a quick anecdote. So I was texting with Gino Bisconti the other day, and he had watched our video that we did about Howard Stern interviewing Joe Biden. And I pointed out at the beginning, Howard's like, I'm really nervous, and I've been doing this a long time, but I'm really nervous about this interview. And Gino goes, that's bullshit. He's not nervous to interview Joe Biden. I said, you got to realize, Gino, not everyone thinks of politicians the way that we do. There are some people who actually hold them in high regard for some fucking reason. I can't figure it out.
Not even that. I believe Howard was nervous because I think Howard was probably thinking like, this is what Howard thinks every time he gets a A-list celebrity on or a big guest like when he had Hillary Clinton on. Yeah. He thinks now finally people will respect me and I'll be Johnny Carson or whatever. Right. You know what I mean? Like he still needs acceptance from everyone that he's never going to get. And he thinks like, oh, well, if I interview the president, now everyone's I'm going to be Barbara Walters or something.
I think he was nervous because his job was to make Joe Biden look like he's not brain dead. And you have to fill an hour and 15 minutes and try to keep this guy coherent. I'd be nervous about that too if that was my job.
It's funny because people are like, good for Joe for going on Stern. It's like, what do you think? Howard's gonna grill him?
Yeah,
make him ride the Sibian or something. Like, what do you think Howard's gonna do?
Joe Biden had the craziest lies ever, and we're gonna get into woke dad and his shit coming up in a little bit. The craziest lies ever, and Howard's just like, wow, amazing. No follow-up questions.
Same guy. You know, never changed.
So stupid. All right, let's listen to some fantastic music
are these music? Who are these music?
Trent sent this one into us. This is from a artist named Tom McGovern. This is a song, called Spring. It's springtime. You know what that means. And look at Mike. This isn't groundbreaking. It's just fun.
I have a feeling I know what we're going to talk about.
This is just fun stuff for us.
It's springtime, you know what that means. Everything smells like cum trees. The weather gets warmer by a couple degrees. Then everything smells like cum trees. You can try to hide, you can try to run. If you go outside, it's gonna smell like cum. You can hit the park, try to have some fun. Odds are the park's gonna smell like cum. Everything smells like cum trees.
Wow.
Well done.
I gotta say, shame on me for assuming when you said springtime, I thought for sure we were going to talk about tits and cleavage. I thought maybe asses and yoga pants or something.
Sure.
You really went a different direction. I like that. There aren't enough songs about cum.
I like where your head went. You're a very heterosexual man.
Yeah.
Mike Carey. That's very heteronormative of you.
That's me.
To think of
straight as an arrow.
Yes. Springtime, I think cleavage.
Yes.
That's my first thought. How about you, queero? What do you think about? All right, so this one comes in from Doug Nuttall. And this is a guy we were talking about a year or two ago on WATP. There's an artist named Bo Daddy Harris.
Okay.
Bo Daddy Harris
familiar.
is a country singer, but also a stand-up comic. Okay. And we looked into him for a little bit. Here he's got this Phil Collins classic he's going to cover for us.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, and I've been waiting for this moment all of my life. Oh, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, no. And I've been waiting for this moment all of my life. Oh, Lord. Oh,
Wow. I would say a range when it comes to emotions, a range when it comes to notes.
It's very impressive that he gets his voice like that. You know who he reminded me of is a more annoying version of, do you remember Sleeves from the Ron and Fez show?
Yeah, of course.
Like a worse voiced version of that guy. Like a less talented Sleeves, I think. He's got something. It's
Really? Okay. Because I would say that career-wise, he's probably more talented, but...
Oh, is that right?
Bo Daddy Harris actually has some shit going on.
Have you talked about him on WATP or something? He sounds familiar to me.
Yes, we did talk about him on WATP, and then my buddy Brendan from Shitty Song of the Week goes, he sent me a note immediately, like, oh, Kurt, we've been following this guy for a while. He sings all these songs, blah, 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 he does stand-ups, and then we did a little bit of deep-dive. The reason why I got away from him is because when he does stand-up, he comes out and just like, oh, got the biggest balls, he does that whole thing. But you can't really understand him. His voice is so low.
It's not his real voice.
It is,
right?
yeah. It's his real voice, yeah.
It's devastating.
And he's like an awkward, skinny white guy, which is why it's funny.
Well, good for him.
Good for him. All right. This is maybe my favorite song we've ever played on here. I'm calling my shot. Psychotic sent this in on our Discord. Join our Discord server. It's free to join. Go to whoarethese.com. There's the link on there. And then when you join the Discord server, there's a channel for Who Are These Socials. Very fun place to hang out. People post fun videos and social media posts. And this is an example of that. This is a little kid, I think, who has a lot of talent and is probably going places.
I wonder what's inside your butthole. I wonder what's inside your butthole. Maybe there's astronauts and maybe there's aliens all inside your butthole. What's inside your butthole? I always want to know. What's inside your butthole? I always want to know. What's inside your butthole?
All right. The guitar playing isn't great, but the songwriting
The
is
lyrics.
spectacular. Yeah, the
Yes.
lyrics is fantastic. I wonder what's inside your butthole.
Some talents are meant to be behind the scenes, you know? She could be a songwriter or something.
For real, yes. Maybe she's actually working with Tay-Tay. I don't know.
That's
Very
true. You
possible.
always wonder what inspires that poetry, you know?
Right.
That's a tortured poet like Taylor.
You know, and I wonder what's inside my butthole, and I never think of aliens or astronauts. Just an amazing imagination of this kid.
It's what separates the great. It's why you don't have lyrics in your songs.
That's
If you had a
true.
mind like that thought, why am I shoving my fingers into my asshole? You might
Right, I
have
wouldn't
something.
be in an instrumental band. You're right.
Yeah.
It's a very good point. All right. Since we're on Instagram, let's hang out here for another minute.
Blinded like Blind Mike. Don't be a douche. Instagram in the night. Blinded like Blind Mike. Check out these reels. They might make you wanna fight.
All right, as I mentioned, Helga Man has an Instagram, and Diarrhea Riot on our Discord sent me this link.
Of course.
And it's Helga Man in July of 2023 mowing a lawn in a bikini and cowboy boots.
Yummy.
And it says, in this hot weather, a girl has to do what a girl has to do. It's a big lawn. The self-propelled doesn't. I tried wearing a t-shirt and shorts. I almost died. Who says a T-girl can't wear a bikini?
Okay.
We didn't say can't. We said shouldn't. This is a 70, probably at this time, 77 years old, semi-trans woman person.
Semi-trans?
Yeah, I'm not
That's
buying
interesting.
it. Yeah,
Okay.
as much lipstick as Helga Man puts on from time to time, it's not transforming the way that.
Oh, she's mailing it in, kind of.
That's how I feel about it.
Gotcha.
I mean, does he have some cute wigs? For sure. I can't take that away from him.
Sure.
But anyway, I wanted to gross everyone out with that image. Okay. This one came in from David Evans. And David says, this could be the next woke dad. And I kind of have to agree.
It's tough. That's a high standard.
It's a high standard. But this is a Buffalo guy too. So he's in my neck of the woods.
What is it with you queers up there in New York?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
All
Whoa.
three of you fruits.
Whoa, I started the show by saying that we're allies to the LGBTQ plus community. And here you're name calling over here.
I'm sorry. I take it back.
I mean, my name is Lady Carla, so I guess.
Yeah, I've been watching too much John.
I guess that makes sense. But yes, David Edens sent this in, and this is an insane video. Just a father and a son.
So we heard that RuPaul has a bear at Build-A-Bear.
A bear drag queen? Sounds like someone I know.
So my son really wanted to have one.
Oh, girl, you really wanted it.
So I ordered one for him. And it just came in.
Her hair's better than yours. A kitten heel? Really? Shantae, she says. Slay mama.
I love her.
Of course you do. That's you at San Francisco Pride.
Okay.
I want to be very clear about something.
Yeah, please.
This is not a political stance. It has nothing to do with the trans or non-binary issue or anything. I want that man's child taken from him for the bit, for scripting that and rehearsing it in that way. That's why I want that man. I want social services to get involved here.
You and I are on the same page because I wrote down, this is child abuse, and I'll tell you why.
Yes.
This kid will end up being a theater kid.
Oh, absolutely.
We don't need more theater kids in this world, sir.
It's tough because, like, I don't know, was the kid just born like that, a natural performer, and the dad's being a good dad? Or does he shove a camera in his face and go, we can use this to our advantage?
Oh, this kid
I can be a social media star.
This kid thinks he's going to be a star. The dad thinks he's going to be a star. Yeah. There's videos of this kid interviewing Buffalo Bills players for some reason. He's a big Bills fan, this kid. But then, and I don't have this video, I was just watching and doing some research on this guy. So him and his partner is a dude, obviously, and they're raising this boy. So he has two dads. And I guess during the draft, they were interviewing a player who got drafted who said he was brought up by his two moms. And this kid went, oh my God, I have to get that guy's jersey. Even though he only owns Bills jerseys. Yeah. Now all of a sudden he's excited about a player who has two moms because he has two dads, because that's how that works.
I can imagine, like, finding out that a player, like, I'm a Yankees fan, so a player on the Red Sox had a blind mom and being like, well, now I'm a fan of that team.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't
It's
get it.
so stupid. It makes no
What
sense
a
at
loose
all.
connection.
Right. As soon as you put on a Red Sox jersey, you suck. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Hell
unless
yeah.
you want to shave your beard, Johnny David, then we can talk.
Come on over.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Since we're talking about gay parents, I do want to get into some woke dad stuff. So we're gonna head over to TikTok. I got a note from someone saying that they like the old TikTok jingle.
Who are these TikTokers? Who are these TikTokers? Who are these TikTokers? Who are these TikTokers?
Now I like that too. That's a good one.
Sure.
But can it really compete with this?
TikTok's a psyop by the Chinese to fuck up the minds of our youth and some other people too. So let's talk quite a lot about these TikTokers we stalk and know. Oh, TikTok fucking blows.
And you
That's
can
the one
vote-
I think of every time I open TikTok.
Right. I know. It's
Yeah.
always in my head.
Yeah.
But they're both good. I'll put a poll up on our Patreon. I'm kidding.
Good.
All right, let's see what Daniel Alexander is up to. Our boy woke dad putting up some TikToks.
Hi, sweetie. How are you?
Good.
Do I have your consent to record your voice for this video?
Yes.
Okay, so he's in his kitchen talking to his wife. And I think one of the reasons for this is there's been a lot of speculation about what's going on with his relationship with his family and his wife, and is there a custody issue? Like, why is he so performative with his children and stuff like that?
Well, what I like, and this is what's great about trolls, because there are people that are assholes on the internet, but there's some people who just get it,
Yeah.
who 100% believe he has a wife, and yet will still comment, "Hey, Daniel, I don't think your wife's real."
Yeah,
and then
right.
Daniel will be like, "Yes, she is."
Right. So the thing he's responding to here, Woody commented, "With you as a parent, I feel for the child's well-being." So now he's really going to stick it to Woody. I love these idiots who think that these trolls are going to be like, shit, I'll never write something to a creator ever again. He responded directly to me. You're fueling it, retard. What are you doing? John
Well, yeah,
Sarasani, what are you doing?
I didn't send the video where Woody made a video and he's like, "I'm a fucking idiot, guys." I should've
Yeah,
known."
my bad. He's like, that's not me, guys. I'll take it out for the team on this one. Fucking idiot.
To give an idea of your qualifications, you've spent the better part of your life as a professional in adolescent development, adolescent health.
Yes.
Okay. You have a couple of masters and a PhD.
Yes.
Cool.
All in.
Dude, these fucking people are always overeducated. Can you believe someone who's been indoctrinated by higher education would have a trans son? Yes. I can.
Well, it's also good, dude, because when I get into debates with people, I'm like, "Well, hold on. First, give me your resume. Let me give you a
Right.
thorough
How many master's
review."
degree do you have? Well, I guess I win this argument then, don't I?
What I just shared, adolescent health and adolescent development.
And communication. Yeah.
Oh, and communication. Okay. So I'm going to read this comment to you. It says, "With you as a parent, I feel for the child's well-being." What do you think about that comment? Does that sound about appropriate?
No.
Take that, troll. My wife says you're wrong. I win again.
My wife likes me more than you, Woody.
Yeah, take
You
that.
dick.
I think you're an incredible dad.
Okay, so some random stranger on the internet gaslighting me, that's not the appropriate way for me to judge myself.
Holy shit, Dan. You're taking this way too personally, you idiot. Why would you do that? Why would you go out there and just be like, so, guys, never comment again that I'm a bad dad because I just proved that's not the case. Like, oh, Jesus, Dan.
I hope that video is playing in divorce court someday.
I have to tell you, you know what I'm realizing right now as we're watching this? I think that Daniel Alexander rose to fame on TikTok because the way the algorithm works on TikTok is it actually brings people together. It's not like these other platforms where it's a bunch of haters and trolls seeing content that they hate watch. TikTok is very much like, I like Solar, I like Woke
Yes,
Dad,
that's
I like,
true,
you know.
actually, yeah.
So when you start watching these types of things, they keep showing you those types of things, and it's all positive comments. I've never seen a negative comment on one of his TikToks. he's inviting this in now. He's actively inviting haters in, and he does not know where this is going to go. The fact that this is how he's responding to this, one person being like, I'm worried about the well-being of your kid because you seem like a fucking loon. He's like, oh yeah? Let me bring my parents in to see what they say about that.
It's funny you say that because I didn't put all that together, but I was scrolling through his TikTok this week, and I realized, like, boy, this has an angrier tone to it than you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of clapping back at the haters and responding to comments, and like, perfect example, having his wife on. And can you imagine how much of a fucking pussy dryer it is to hear your husband come up in the kitchen and go, honey, may I have your consent to videotape you? A man was mean to me on TikTok today. Was he right or am I right?
Just sucking all the juice out of her vagina.
Jesus
Just like a
Christ.
vacuum. Sucking it out. Will never be back there again.
That is correct. That is not the appropriate way to judge yourself. No.
Perfect. I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
You are the best. I love you.
Love you.
Sorry. The woman with the PhD tells me I can't listen to you. My child is actually in good hands. Bye.
Wow. What a fucking idiot. I've never rooted against Woke Dad more than I am right now. The fact that he just said, this is Stuttering John logic. She has a PhD, and she said you're wrong. Like, go fuck yourself, retard.
Well, Daniel, my wife has a PhD and says you should listen to me. So I guess we're
Yeah,
even.
right.
What the fuck does that mean?
How about this, Daniel? Your wife has a PhD and multiple master's degrees, and you drive around a coffee truck. Like, what's going on with you?
Daniel, just chiming in here. My wife says that I'm rubber and you're glue. So none of this matters.
Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't. The next video of him and his wife was she walks in and says, "Did you take a nap, you mandolin player?" I didn't want to
Dude.
send that. That felt too masculine.
that's embarrassing.
That was too much.
When that happens to people, it happens to all the greats on the
It's not
internet.
right.
It sucks. It really throws.
I wanted to
people
make
off.
fun of the man, but
All right. So this right here, I heard this on the Drew Lane show because they're all in on Woke Dad now, which is great.
Oh, good.
Detroit loves Daniel Alexander, so that's awesome. I love that.
Excellent.
Yes, we're helping him build an audience right now, and so this is an insane thing to say.
Why do I get myself into these things? I just witnessed an argument between a black guy and a white guy in the middle of a parking lot. And, I was just packing my groceries and
stand your ground,
know
Daniel.
what they were talking about. So I listened in a little bit. The black.
Mind your own fucking business. This guy's such a busybody. You know what I mean? I hate this guy.
it's also so interesting for a progressive guy to just blurt out, I saw an argument between a black guy and a white guy.
Yep. And I knew it had to be race-based because that's the only thing those two people talk about.
Could just be two guys arguing, you know?
Yeah, maybe one of the guys likes Syracuse, the other guy likes Duke. Like, it could be a lot of different things, right? All right, let's find out.
The black guy was upset because the white guy had a Confederate flag on the back of his car, and rightfully so. It's the hometown of Harriet Tubman. Like, this guy had a reason to be mad.
So I didn't know this. You can only be upset about Confederate flags if they're in the birthplace of Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I didn't know
outside,
that.
drive that shit outside of Harriet Tubman's house.
I didn't realize that. I thought Confederate flags were frowned upon across the U.S. But okay,
No,
now we know.
City.
And the white guy said, "You can't be mad at me. It's a part of my heritage. I live in central New York, so it's not a part of his heritage." But listen, I digress. Back to the story. I thought this was a good time to interject my opinion.
Let me stop you right there, Dan. That is the douchiest thing anyone's ever said on TikTok. I thought this was a good time to inject my opinion. Please don't. Stop it with that. This is all made up. This is not real, but still. The fact that this guy is so smug about this and thinks he's saving the world with his stupid fucking opinions with strangers.
Well, you can really tell it's genuine because he waited until long after this exchange, but is still laughing so heartily.
Oh, his acting on this is brutal. Yeah, and wait till the end, the kicker at the end here. His acting is atrocious. It's getting worse, I think. He's being more and more performative on these
Yes.
videos. People are watching. He knows haters are watching.
Yeah.
So he's really laying it on thick.
My opinion, being a little bit of a history buff, is that the Confederacy was only around for 4 years. I mean, President Obama was president for 8 years. I don't really think you can consider it a heritage. Could we all just agree that the heritage part is racism? I mean, I got a high five, but it wasn't from the white guy. You know what? I don't regret it at all. That was worth it.
What's he talking about? What does he mean doesn't regret it at all?
Oh, well, I'll explain. I speak a little better Daniel Alexander, I think.
Please.
If I may. He didn't, he's so crazy. This is how fucking nuts he is, that he got involved in this argument and inserted himself into it. But it was all worth it because he got a high five from a black guy, which isn't at all demeaning and talking down to an entire race of people.
So I'm wondering, and I was thinking scenarios in my head because his scenarios are always very, forgive the phrase, black and white.
Sure.
What would happen if Daniel Alexander saw a trans person calling a black woman the N-word? Where would he go in that exchange?
Is the black woman straight?
Let's assume that the black woman has definitely gone down on chicks, but that was in college. She doesn't do that anymore.
Definitely trans then.
Okay.
Definitely trans.
If she was still going down on chicks, then it'd be tougher. Is
If
that
she
what
was
you're
an out
saying?
and proud lesbian, we're having a different discussion. But
Dude, this is what's so insane about this is that in this guy's dumb made up world, he loves to act like there's good guys and bad guys. I just happen to be one of the good guys. You're like, well, it's actually a little more nuanced than that, retard. Just so you know, FYI.
Well, oh, he had another video that I don't think I sent, but it was like him talking about how much better. Well, yeah, I mean, he's had a bunch of these. Him talking about how much better the world would be if we got rid of white men and how much safer everyone would be. And I'm like, but
it's so insane. Like that's like literally the definition of racism.
Yes,
wanting to get rid of one of the races. It's so stupid and insane, but that's where we've gotten to. That's where these people are at. All right, last Daniel Alexander video, and this one I did play when I went on the Drew Lane show recently, but I have plenty to talk about with this one because here's another whopper. And when I was listening to it again, now I'm listening to it, remembering Joe Biden on Howard Stern talking about these stories of punching the bully in the face and all this made up horse shit that doesn't make any sense. But at least Joe Biden grew up in the 40s and 50s.
Sure.
It's a little bit of a different world. You know, we're just coming out of World War II and it's a little bit different. This guy grew up in the 80s. All right. So keep that in mind as you listen to this one.
Yeah.
When I was just a little guy, I lived in what could only be considered the projects because we were.
All right. So the comment up on the screen says, there is no privilege to being a straight white man, and describing a characteristic of a person isn't racist. Keep it to yourself. Okay. So this is what he's responding to.
When I was just a little guy, I lived in what could only be considered the projects because we were poor. We were super poor. And as kids, the only place we had to play was the concrete jungle, the concrete in between the apartments. So that's what we did. We played a lot of handball and things that didn't cost us any money.
Stickball.
Well, my closest friend in the world at that point in my life, my ride or die, was a young black kid. And one day we were out playing. Now it was the 80s, so I had a soda. It was a real treat. And it was in a glass bottle. And I dropped that bottle and it broke. Well, some older lady heard that bottle break and she thought that we were creating mischief out in the concrete jungle, so she called the police.
Thank God.
Because that's what happened there. Young kids often were up to no good, but we were just two kids playing. The bottle broke.
You were children. You weren't teenagers. You're children. And the people are calling the police on children because a bottle broke?
Was an accident. The police showed up, and who do you think got blamed for breaking that bottle? Even though I admitted
Emmett Till.
when I dropped it, it was an accident. My mom said it was just an accident. His dad said it was just an accident. Who do you think got blamed?
Oh, you know what? I've watched this video a couple times now. I just picked up on something. He made it a point to say his black friend has a dad who's there on the scene when the police show up. Again,
I know what you're thinking, folks.
This is how we know this is a made-up story.
For creating mischief in the concrete jungle of the
concrete jungle. The fucking concrete jungle. Stop it with this shit.
Yeah, why
Such
does he
a
call it that
liar.
every time he refers to it? Once was douchey, but then I was like, is there a sign that said concrete jungle above it? Why does he keep referring to it like that?
Yeah, it's an alleyway. We all have them near our houses. It's not that big a fucking deal.
Concrete jungle.
Idiots.
At a super young age, I knew that I had a level of privilege that my young black friend didn't have. I knew that some people that I cared about were going to get hurt because of that level of privilege. So before you make comments like this, maybe go touch some grass. See the world for what it really is.
I thought we were in a concrete jungle. Where's the grass going to be growing?
And that young man grew up to be Jussie Smollett.
How people truly are impacted. Nameless, faceless, straight white men on the internet don't get to talk about how little privilege they have because it's bullshit. I'm calling you out.
Actually, they do. We have this weird thing in this country. It's called freedom of speech. It's a free country. And so, yes, straight white men can say whatever the fuck we want on the internet, as can you.
Yeah, you can make up stories about the concrete jungle, and I can lie about how underprivileged I am. You know?
So, okay, again, Joe Biden level. The cops wouldn't come if they were called. If they're in the ghetto or the projects or whatever, and someone breaks a bottle, and a woman calls the cops, they're like, a bottle broke? We'll be there pronto, ma'am. How many units should I send?
Did the kids not just like walk away?
Right.
or
or
run
just,
away?
Or clean it up or something?
All right, well, I have to stand here by the broken bottle and wait for the cops to come.
They wouldn't care about the bottle. And then let's say they do show up and there's a broken bottle. Are they putting this kid in handcuffs? And why, for a second, would they just be like, there's a broken bottle, it has to be the black kid? None of this makes any I lived in the 80s. None of this makes any fucking sense. This does not happen.
Yeah, and did the kid get arrested? Did he say that?
No, but he said that the cops blamed the kid. I don't know what happened from
what's
all
blame?
this. Yeah, what the fuck? What does that matter? What do you mean? Is he still incarcerated for this?
Because if he wasn't arrested, then the story is just someone called the cops and they did their job.
Yeah,
and
and
then
they didn't
left.
believe me when I said that I did it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's some fucking privilege. All right, let's get caught up on super chats. I realize I missed a couple things. We get strap in, people. We got a bunch of stuff to get to still.
Yay, super chats.
Banter $2 says, "Who are these dumb broads?" I assume you're referring to me and Mike Geary. Sean $2 says, "Mike's beard is tight as fuck, no homo. Oh, love you long time."
Thank you, bro. Just trimmed.
Yeah, no Diddy, but yeah, beard is looking good.
Thank you, thank you.
John's Arutabag $2 says, "That guy is way better than John on guitar." Everyone is. Everyone is. Jay Wolfenstein $2. Helga Manpick unsubscribe. Oh my God, my eyes. All right, we lost him again.
It's tough. This guy's a tough cookie.
Yeah, I know. He's really just kind of goes with the wind, doesn't he? It's tough to keep him around.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat. Dang Lizard is always there to lend Carl a helping hand with his club foot.
Dang Lizard €5 says, "Carl, when will you admit the truth that you like to dress up as a woman and go in SJ's chat as Lady K? Aren't you arrests for stealing panties enough? Aren't your arrests enough for stealing panties enough?" Yeah, that's the other thing we discovered about Lisa Boswell when she was a man and she went to prison for 11 years.
Sure.
She was breaking into people's homes, stealing their panties, and then jerking off with them.
Hey, you know, if you do what you love, you never
Right,
work a
you
day in your
never
life.
work a day in your life. But I wonder, though, if she's the one, like she decided to transition because she's like, I'm way too horny as a guy. I got to figure this out. Maybe if I lop off these balls, I can live
smart
in
move.
civilized society. Yeah. It's kind of fun. All right.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, Miguel. We sure appreciate it. Blind Mike might not be able to see, but we know for sure he can at least smell that Carl has frosted tips.
Miguel $5 says, "Not only did that gay dad pass on his bad acting skills, but it looks like his son inherited his receding hairline as well." Oof.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. We'll have to look into that some more. Jay Wolfenstein $5. "I'm totally not doing this for attention. Resubscribe. Sincerely, chat. I mean, Jay."
Thank goodness.
Thank you, Jay. D Vogel $5 says, "What would happen if John Sarasani got coffee at Woke Dad's stupid mobile coffee shop? I can't stop imagining this fake scenario. Maybe I'll make a
Interesting.
TikTok I'll do some fan fiction, or I'll do TikToks explaining what would have happened.
That's interesting because John Sirius is a people pleaser. Let's not forget, but he is very
True.
opinionated.
Well, what if the bearded lady Rio was there too? That's a whole movie. Dang Lizard, €2. Every week, Woke Dad proves what bigots you are.
It's true.
Rocco Orb 2002, $5. Did his wife get her degree from the art institutes?
Yeah, to add, as someone that specializes in communications, to add communications, I got to say, worthless.
Right. So you have your master's in this, you have a PhD in that, you have another master's. Anything I'm missing? Yeah, my minor was in communications. You're like, okay. Whatever.
So was mine.
Yeah, neat. Jay Wolfenstein, $5 says, do I need to have your consent to super chat, or do you need my consent?
We'd prefer all parties' consent. But...
Yeah, I'll be sign off on a permission slip afterwards. Dang Lizard, €2. Woke Dad is right to judge race war. Whites lose. Rocco Orb 2002, $2. What if the flag was a Palestinian flag? Oh. See, these things, it might get a little bit tougher if it's not just a white guy and a black guy talking about racism in the South.
That's why, in a way, we're lucky whites are the minority because it's so much easier to pinpoint racists now.
Yes,
you know?
Correct. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Majority, I meant. Whoops.
I don't even know if that's true anymore. Dang Lizard, €5 says, Woke Dad, young kids were often up to no good, and they started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got into one little fight, and my mom got scared. Yeah, he's like, I got to rewrite this. People are going to catch on. I wonder if he goes to Chat GPT to come up with these fucking stories.
So I whistle for a cab, and
Michael C, $2 says, banana bag slappers and cuzzaroos. Banana bag, baby. Bananabag.org/WATP. Jay Wolfenstein, $5 says, Dear Woke Dad, do you know how hard it is to actually break a glass bottle? He's like Stutcho. His education is movies. Those are props, dummy.
That's a good point.
Yeah, especially back then. But it was before recycling was a big thing in the 80s. The glass bottles were very thick.
Yeah, and there's still some liquid in it, I'm imagining. It just smashes immediately.
And it makes such a loud noise in the projects that the police are called immediately. It's such a stupid story.
Also, he grew up in the projects in the 80s, and it was a white lady that called the cops on him.
None of this makes any sense. None of this makes any sense. Let's get back to TikTok, because Rosie O'Donnell is on TikTok.
Boy, is she.
Good morning, bright and early on a Saturday, all day, as my Nana would say. Going up to Ojai today, excited about that. And that's all. But I wanted to say to the woman who wrote me about connecting Kathy Griffin with them for an interview, I need you to leave your name and number again. And she's interested and is available to do it. So please, however you wrote to me, write to me again and put it in caps. I'm the reporter and for the Wednesday show that wants to interview Kathy Griffin. Please write that to me today so I can get you in touch with her, because she said she's available to do that and would love to. So there you go. I'm an agent now. I'm brokering deals for people. Have a great day. TikTok, you don't stop.
And also, I've misplaced my handbag. It's a red handbag. Has anyone seen it?
Yeah. It's a It's a one-to-one communication track, but it's almost like they used to have missed connections or stuff like that in the newspaper. You'd be like, were you the girl in the blue dress that I saw at the CVS on Thursday? I wanted to say hi to you, and I think we connected on that.
Yeah. Well, you remember when I called you and was like, Carl, your YouTube channel is a little bigger than mine, and I lost my wallet. Would you mind if I hopped on there for a few minutes?
Right. Yeah, if SNL were creative and funny, this could be a skit about like grandma using TikTok.
Yes.
Where it's like, if the cashier from Rite Aid is watching, you did a great job today. I forgot to use my coupon, and you had no problem ringing up a second time, so I could get my 35 cents off. And I just wanted to thank you. I didn't at the time, so I'm doing it now.
She literally does this every day. Like, her videos are usually too long for me to send.
Okay.
But like every day, I could send you one that's, I'm watching Jeopardy today, and I'm feeding the pigeons, and it's just Nana shit. Like, I don't know who she's talking to on TikTok.
She thinks she's leaving a voicemail for something. come
Yes,
on.
yes.
It's like this is
She's
that's
leaving a
not what
voicemail to her
TikTok is.
grandson.
That's not what TikTok is, Rosie. You're doing this wrong. Between her and Alec Baldwin, the way they use social media is so fucking bizarre.
I know,
All right,
but Alec Baldwin hasn't been on in a while. It's disappointing me.
Well, I could see why.
Pesky murder charges and crackheads following him
I
around.
could see why.
Yeah.
All right, so Kay from St. Louis, who always gives us great stuff, sent me a bunch of stuff, and he says he stumbled upon a new system. Now, this system only has 4 altars. Okay, so I just want to throw that out there. So it's not solar. It's not going to be as great as that, obviously. But
Sure.
I'm always excited to meet a new system for us to check out. So let's see. I'm looking for my system jingle. That's why I'm trying to. There it is.
If you're a system and you know it, clap your hands. If you're a system and you know it, clap your hands. If you're a system and you know it, and your mask will truly show it. If you're a system and you know it, clap your hands.
All right, check this out.
Hi everyone, what's going on? I am Emil. Hi guys, we are Emily. How are y'all doing? We are also the Beast. We are also Jack. How's our TikTok fans doing? How are our haters doing? If you guys are not a fan yet of Emily, Emil, the Beast, and Jack, definitely come check us out in live tonight. We are going to light it up for our fans. Becoming TikTok's literal favorite for a reason, guys. Come check it out for yourself. See what you guys think. We'll see you guys all tonight in live.
Now he's
I'm
posing
Emily, by the
sexily.
way. I am the dancer.
Which
I'm
one?
the girl. I'm the one
Emily.
you're literally going to fall in love with. Well, you'll fall in love with the 4 of us, but you will definitely adore your Emily. Guys, we will see you in live tonight for new music, for new everything. I was in the city today, so Emily picked up some new stuff. Can't wait to see you guys tonight. Bye, guys.
Okay. So this is a new thing now where apparently you can just switch characters anytime you want. You're not like the front with altars in the background.
Yeah, see, that's where Solar has done a good job at making it more believable. And like on Why You Laughing, I always talk about comedic influences, what comedians spawned another in a different generation. And this is what happens a lot of the time is like, you get people copying Mitch Hedberg, but you can't do what Mitch Hedberg did. It's already been done.
Right.
You can't do what Solar did. She's the
Right.
original, That's the tough thing.
So that's Emily, Emil, the Beast, and Jack.
Yes.
And
sure was.
I'm a fan of all 4 of those people, I think.
I like
I'm into it.
I like when they kind of lost their way a little bit. He's like, you'll like me. I mean, you like the 4 of us.
Yeah, right. I'm Emily. I'm the one that everyone likes. What did you say? I'm the Beast. And I take offense to that, Emily. So stupid. All
I'm not crazy.
A quick update on King Cobra from Kay in St. Louis. So apparently Clint is getting him a trailer. He's no longer allowed to live in his apartment anymore.
Oh.
So very excited to see him move into his new digs. So we'll definitely be checking in on him when that happens. And then another quick update on John Sarasani. I grabbed a screenshot out of our Discord because someone was on YouTube and, you get the advertisements that come in before the video if you're not on premium.
Yeah.
What shows up, he's got the screenshot right on here. A sponsored video is the John Sarasani reality show.
Ooh.
So remember I said this. Remember I made this claim. John Sarasani will be broke soon. Not only is he putting all this money into this reality show that no one's going to give a fuck about because he's not a personality, he's not good at
Going to. No one is giving a fuck about
right.
it.
No one gives a shit about this, but he's also sinking advertising dollars into it too to try to drum up interest in it.
How about putting some work into it, John?
No, I know. How about
Jesus.
making a good show that's interesting for people?
I didn't even bother checking in. I figured we'd check back in next week.
Yeah.
But if it's anything like week 1 where it's like, yeah, so I guess we'll see. I mean, this guy, he says he wants to be an intern for me. So I don't know. Maybe we'll interview him someday. It's like, oh, that's a show?
It's crazy.
Oh, John.
But also, go ahead.
It's the mentality that I had when I was like just starting, like when I was an intern at Barstool, basically. Is like, oh, I'll put all my effort into promoting myself. And then, like, when I had people following me on Twitter, I was like, oh, I don't have anything to back this up with. Fuck.
Yeah. I got a big platform and no content. Uh-oh. That wasn't well thought out.
Yeah.
Also, Kay from St. Louis sent us John Sackers. And he says, this is someone I've been wanting to send to WTS for a while. I've been following him for years. He's a weird far-left vegan YouTuber that mostly does music and skits and stuff. It's all bad. But a lot of the stuff is so bad, it's good. For example, this song. We're back to music. I'm sorry. I did this a little bit out of order, but you'll forgive me, I'm sure. I got to sign in to watch this.
Oh, no.
I wasn't ready for that. We take this off the screen real quick just in
What's
case.
your password?
Yeah, I know. I was going to say. I thought I usually was signed in when we do this show.
Oh, boy. This better be worth it.
I know. I'm fucking up all over the place now. Oh, and this fucking 2-step verification. Is there anything worse in the world than 2-step? Mike, read some super chats while I'm doing this. There's nothing worse in the world than 2-step verification.
Now we're gonna see Carl pose and try to get it recognize his face.
Unbelievable. All right.
The worst for me is when it's like, if you're not a robot, how many of these have a stop sign? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm a human, damn it.
I know.
I'm a human being.
All right, I got this going now. Sorry about that, everybody. So this gentleman comes towards the camera. He's wearing very tight leather pants.
Get that fucking meat away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. Get those fucking eggs away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. Get that fucking milk away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. Get those corpses and excretions away from me. I'm vegan as fuck. Vegan as fuck. I'm a fucking vegan. I'm a fucking vegan. I'm a fucking vegan. 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 I'm a fucking vegan. I'm a fucking vegan. I'm a fucking vegan. 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 Get that fucking fur away from me.
I think you get the points.
I'm going to give a compliment and a critique here.
Okay.
What I love is the idea of the branding. You're taking something, vegans are often thought of as pussies that you can just bully around.
Yeah.
I like the mentality. You need a guy with a stronger voice. You actually, ironically, might need John Cirasani.
But I
I'm
like
a
the
fucking
idea.
vegan.
Yeah, I like the idea that, you show up to Thanksgiving and your mom's like, oh, you want some turkey? And you don't go like, oh, I'm actually not, you know what? I'm vegan now. You go, Mom, I'm vegan as fuck, Mom. Get that fucking turkey away from me, that corpse. No, thank you.
No, you don't go, meat is murder. You go, listen, pussy.
Yes, I like
Meat's
that.
for queers.
That's the way, yes. That's the way to do it. Oh, you like meat in your mouth, do you? I know a lot of guys who like that.
Hell yes.
Down at the YMCA. Okay. This is another song. Paul E. Ogre sent it in. A lot of people sent this one in. It's because it has to do with my stance on shitting at work.
Oh, good.
It's been a while since I've talked about it because I don't go to work anymore.
You're a coward. You back down to public pressure.
Well, it used to bother me, and I've explained this before. My office used to be next to the bathroom, and there was no fan in the bathroom.
Oh.
So that's part of the reason why I was very against shitting at work. I'm like, guys,
that I
can
understand.
Can you just shit before you come to work, please?
Yes.
So that was one of the reasons why. But also because I was an owner of the company, and I don't want people just spending 20 minutes in the bathroom when I get to work.
Sure.
But I might be convinced the other way around when I hear songs like this.
It's time to take a shit on the dog leaves climb. I don't even have to shit sometimes. I'm just hanging on as the time flies by. Getting paid to shit, getting paid to wipe. The best 45 minutes of my fucking life. Getting paid to shit, getting paid to wipe. The best 45 minutes of my fucking life. I knew my boss would spy on me, so I pissed on the floor to make it slippery. He tried to run really fast.
like went in strange directions right there.
Really took a turn there, but
Yeah, it really did. I thought we were just having fun, but apparently not.
I do like the image of Carl sitting in his office and that song blasting through his wall.
Yes.
Like, these motherfuckers, I know what they're doing in there.
They're really onto me. All right. So that's a fun song. We've been sent that many times, and it is fantastic. Thanks for sending that in. One more thing I want to talk about. This is from our buddy Rocco Orby 2002. He emailed, and he says, so this channel was run by an older retired gentleman named Donzel Edwards Owens. And it was called it's called Plasma Mastodon. It's called this because Mr. Owens had been a plasma cutter. And in this channel, he uploaded a variety of videos, the most notable being the crappy covers of popular songs that people actually requested. It was insane, and this channel grew, and I'm assuming most of that growth came during the pandemic when people couldn't get out and needed some sort of uplifting. So this actually grew to 428,000 subscribers in 2020. And nice. I'll play a quick video of this old creep right here.
Hello, I'm Plasma Master Dawn. Welcome to my channel. I do vlogs, outdoor videos, like parks and sometimes fairs and the seasonal decorations. I also do an occasional rap video and collabs, and I've been doing cover songs. I will take requests within reason. Again, welcome to my channel.
Now, that voice right there, it sounds like someone you know from a cartoon show.
It certainly does, yes.
Yes. Herbert the Pervert.
Yes.
See what that sounds like. Well, listen to this. Fast forward to November 2020. Turns out someone in a subreddit somewhere outed Mr. Owens as a recently convicted sex offender, confirmed by YouTuber Nick Crowley, who did a video on the project. He sent me the link to it. It's long. The man did a Thanksgiving video dated November 26, 2020, which ended up being his last video before he got exposed because in a turn of events, Mr. Owens died just a few weeks later.
Of a broken heart.
But I want to, yeah, right. But I want to show you what we're missing out on. This is the type of content we're not seeing.
Tell me this guy was a pervert?
I know, can you believe it? The worst part is you can't see this. He has a comb over. So just no redeeming qualities at all.
Who are you fooling at that age, you know? It's like, oh, what a thick head of hair you've got, sir.
You know, mister, normally I don't suck the penis and balls of an elderly person, but because of your hairstyle.
You look so dashing.
Yeah, right. I'm in. Let's go. It's fucking ridiculous. Real quick, let's get caught up on Super Chats. Normal Mike Henry, who's killing it lately, $2. Rosie, can you ask Vito to finish Super Killer? Yes. That would be hilarious, Rosie. TikTok. Funkus O'Reilly, $5 says, John Cicera has a video about cunnilingus that forever haunts me. Interesting. Send it to us. Put it in the Discord.
Please.
I want to see what to do. And I want to be forever haunted by videos.
I want to be turned on.
Mike just is looking for, Pornhub's not doing it for him anymore. He can't see. So
I'm all audio now, baby.
Yeah, he needs something else. All right. We do have some voicemails that came in, Mike. Let's listen to what the people out there are saying to us.
All right.
Hey, this is for WATS. Carl, you almost ruined my life. So I just listened to the last WATS episode. And so I work as a middle school teacher. And I got that song you played stuck in my head. And so I happened to be around kids and I muttered to myself, I glued my balls to my butthole again. And of course, everyone was like, what? What about your butthole? Oh my God. So yeah, you almost ruined my life. Thanks, Carl. Go fuck yourself.
It's a catchy ditty.
I appreciate the support of this show. You should probably be fired. I understand the reason. I'm glad you weren't, but
yes.
Hello, who are these social? It's yours truly from beyond the grave. Just kidding. It's Spook, Boogie's brother. Mike, say death row.
There's a couple layers to it right there. All right, we got some woke dad info coming in. Some Daniel Alexander info.
Ooh.
So I hope I get this in early enough for tonight's WATS, but I saw your appearance.
I should point out this was sent to us last week after we were done recording WATS.
Oh.
We had a special time last week at
Damn.
2 p.m. Thanks for making that arrangement for me, Mike, so I could play my show.
No problem.
So I hope I get this in early enough for tonight's WATS, but I saw your appearance with Drew and Mike. So that additional stuff about woke dad. 2 words: contentious divorce.
What?
Ooh. That motherfucker is going through a bitter divorce, and his kids are being taken away from him. And that reprehensible piece of shit is using his child's transgenderism to drive a wedge between his kid and his other parent. I know what you're doing, woke dad, and it's fucking reprehensible. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I pray he hears this show. Love the show, guys. Keep up the good work. See you.
See, this is what I'm talking about. And let me just put a disclaimer out there.
You are fake news.
According to Trump, that's not true. We don't know if that's true, those allegations or not. But it is interesting that all of a sudden now he's getting his wife involved in these videos.
Right. Perhaps she's a crisis actor of some kind.
Ah,
It's
yes.
not his real wife. This is a false flag operation.
Hey, do you have any kids? Dustin Sandy Hook. Wait a second. All right, that was a horrible joke. I should probably be banned from YouTube for that one. He has a follow-up voicemail for us.
God, Carl, I forgot to add this part, which is probably the most important part.
Yeah.
So woke dad has been divorced. He's got a transgender kid that he's trying to make us all believe he really supports.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, who is that like? Thought that was kind
Who
of
does he
funny.
mean?
Yeah, he's fucking John. So anyways, love the show. See ya.
See ya. Yeah, isn't that funny? It seems like we attract certain types of characters on this show, doesn't it?
It sure does. That's why I think your narcissism angle is pretty spot on.
It's
Seems like they all have
crazy.
one thing in common.
It is crazy. These TikTokers and shit, the level of narcissism that's going on. And I think I want to delve more into that subject as we go on.
Yeah.
Because it's the glue that holds everything together.
And I will say, so he's divorced from his first wife, Daniel Alexander. I don't know.
Do you know that?
Yeah, so I don't know if people are getting that mixed up because he talked about it. And so with this context, maybe I'll go back and find that video. I didn't find the video particularly interesting, but with the context of people talking about his divorce, I'll go back and see if there's any interesting nuggets in that. Because he did talk about it recently.
Okay.
But it's his first wife, I guess. And he talks about how he wasn't really in love with her and she abused him or something.
That's very interesting because why the fuck would you put that on TikTok?
Well, I'll go back and find it.
Who does that help in any scenario?
I can't imagine.
I just realized something. This last super chat we got from Frunkus O'Reilly, where he says John Sakars or whatever it is, Sakars, does this video about cunnilingus. There were other videos that were sent to me. The guy does like to lick stuff. One of his teeth, his front teeth, he can pull out of his mouth.
Okay.
And there's a video where he pulls the tooth out of his mouth and then starts licking it like it's a clit. And it was quite disturbing. So you know what? I take that back. Don't send us anything. Actually, I know exactly what you're talking about, and it's brutal. And
upon further review, the man does like to lick stuff. Now that
now that I think about it, you know what? I think I'm good with him. He seems awful in every single way. You know what's not awful in every single way is blindmike.net.
Oh, come on. I appreciate it. Yes, if you go to blindmike.net, that's where all my links are. If you want to watch the Blind Mike Project, it's every Sunday at 10 a.m. Usually we're live, but on weeks like this, you can get early access to the Blind Mike Project because tomorrow it'll be on Patreon and up for YouTube members. And we've got a special guest. My buddy David Collins will be joining us tomorrow.
Nice. I love that.
And we have a lot to discuss on that program tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. But Sunday at 10 a.m. for you freeloaders. And why are you laughing? We did a defense of Ari Shaffir this week. There's a bunch of YouTube videos claiming that Ari Shaffir is the most evil man in comedy. So we took the opposite angle and disproved all of them. So I recommend you go check that out. And then we also talked about Chris Rock's Bring the Pain. If you want to check that out, is up on for Patreon and YouTube members as well right now. So become a member or just support the show for free at blindmike.net.
I'm on to you, Mike. When you bought that Thick Boy merchandise and you were going to see Brendan Schaub live and stuff, I'm starting to think this is all an act. They're just pretending to be a contrarian. We had Tom Myers on your show and Richard Ojeda. I'm starting to see right through this whole operation.
I'm a voice for the voiceless is all.
I'm seeing through the whole operation, Mike Geary.
Ridiculous.
Wow. Whoarethese.com is where you want to go to find all things under the Who Are These umbrella. Who Are These podcasts, of course. Listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts. Subscribe to that. It shows up every Thursday and Sunday. We're having a lot of fun discovering some new talent out there, some new podcasting talent. It's been a lot of fun. And, of course, patreon.com/Who Are These podcasts. For just as little as $5 a month, you get 2 bonus episodes, as well as the ability to watch our show live every Wednesday and Saturday. And I do have to say, Hackamania.com, promo code WATP, 20% off. We're going to be in Vegas, and you're going to want to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Live podcasts, stand-up comedy, poker tournaments. Vegas has it all, baby.
Yeah.
So, May 31st through June 2nd, Hackamania.com. All right, Mike, I think we've done enough here today.
Well, let's get the hell out of here, shall we?
Anyway, social media, I'll catch you later, man.
Who are these socials?
That's what this audience wants to hear. They're like, whoa!
Who are these socials?
I'm the one who should apologize.
Folks, what you were about to see is real.
With Carl.
Okay, we got it.
And Blind Mike.
Who could have thought of that?